You are traitors to our country, and your golden god is a treasonous pig.
Went to a tree with a noose and a stool. Or a chair.
Just sick to my stomach. I turn this on, and that piece of
California just created a third category for trans individuals in regards to sports. I don't think any of us want a third category because we're not like some weird subsect of people.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So, well, 24 hours ago now, Trump struck Iran. He got 3 different nuclear sites, nuclear facilities or whatnot. You could just imagine over the past 24 hours, guys, what our liberal friends have had to say. Quite a bit. I've got my hands on a lot of clips to show you guys today. I will give you guys a heads up. Some of them are triggering. As you know, they're acting as expected, but I put some palate cleansers in the video as well, just to kind of keep your sanity. By the time you're starting to get a little bit too pissed off, I should be able to throw a clip in there to pull you back in and calm you down a little bit again. Let's just hope for the best. Let's get into it, guys.
Just want to know how I'm supposed to do my job when we bombed Iran and we're just supposed to like go on about. We're just supposed to get these boxes out without being worried. I just need somebody to explain to me how I'm supposed to not crash out.
His name is John C.
One man just started World War III. One man just started World War III. One man just started World War III.
The people on the left are the true Americans in this country. MAGA is anti-human and anti-American. Impeach and remove Trump immediately.
Breaking news, the United States has officially joined the war with Israel against Iran. The United States has officially bombed Iranian nuclear sites. This is according to Axios. I will be going live on YouTube right now to cover this. To every single person who voted for Donald Trump, this is your fucking fault.
Every man for himself.
Iran does not have nukes. 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 Iran, it doesn't have nukes. Iran does not have nukes. Iran does not have any nukes. None. Iran does not have nukes. Iran does not have nukes.
Dear MAGA, you are traitors to our country, and your golden god is a treasonous pig, and you will pay for the crimes you have committed against our country. I can reassure you of that. Now, I'm not going to be the one that's doing this. The courts, the world are going to hold you accountable because you see, you are terrorists. And what you have done here by supporting this man and this illegal act of war in Iran, it's going to have massive consequences. But I know that I'm on the right side of history. And I know that there are millions more of us that are on the right side of history. And just like those filthy fucking Nazis, you will be wiped. And I can't wait for it. I cannot wait for it. I cannot wait for the marshals to come in and arrest all of them. And they will. They stole this election. They did it with Elon's help. And they will take all of his money. All of it. It's going to be the greatest thing to ever happen in America. And it will be because of President Trump. And it'll be great. He'll make America great again by sacrificing his existence in a federal prison for the treason he's committed against our country.
I don't know about you guys. We watch a lot of these clips. You guys have watched a lot of these clips with me. It still blows my mind almost on a daily basis that I bump into a person like this who truly thinks he is on the right side of history. He doesn't see a single thing that Donald Trump has done that's positive everything is negative. In his mind, Trump and MAGA, they're both traitors, and they're gonna pay for the crimes that they've committed against the United States. Okay, sounds very threatening, but how are they traitors? How is Trump or MAGA, Republicans, conservatives, anybody who's on the right is what they really mean. Anybody who does not lean left, in their mind, is MAGA. How are they traitors? What crimes did they commit? Is it simply closing your borders? Deporting people that are not supposed to be there? Was it gutting USAID to stop fraud, waste, and abuse? Was that traitors? I mean, I would like to know the answer to both of those questions. What makes them traitors? What are these crimes? But in all honesty, guys, I don't think we're ever gonna find out. Not just the courts, but the courts and the world will hold them accountable because they're terrorists for this illegal act of war. Now myself, I'm completely against war, but let's just really look at it here. Let's detach the emotion, really look at it here. He's calling United States citizens terrorists for striking on a country legally that has the biggest reputation worldwide for acts of terror. So you liberals out there are trying to say, oh, what Trump did was illegal. He declared war without Congress. That's not at all what happened. He's got Article 2 powers that actually permitted him to strike the way that he did. He struck, he eliminated threats, they got out of there. Everybody that Trump sent there in the past few days for this strike, they're already back. Now what our liberal friends here are complaining about is that Trump dropped 14 bombs, I believe it was, over the 3 strikes. Now, you guys correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that I read somewhere that Obama, just in his last year alone, dropped over 12,000 bombs on 7 different countries. And for doing that, he even got a Nobel Peace Prize. Now, of course, you people out there on the left, you guys already know this information. You don't need me to tell it to you. You guys have already done your research on this type of stuff. This is why you're convinced that you're on the right side of history. And I guess being on the right side of history is comparing MAGA to Nazis and then saying you can't wait till they're wiped. What do you mean by they're wiped? Because that sounds like a pretty genocidal word. And he follows it up by saying he can't wait for it. But then even after that, he does follow it up talking about marshals coming in to arrest everybody. So it almost seems like maybe he caught himself and he realized that he was sounding genocidal and tried to cover it up near the end there. With your high hopes for these marshals coming in to arrest all of MAGA, not just some of them, but all of them, and Trump, are you not aware that these marshals, majority of them are actually hoping that Trump got reelected so they can actually start to do their job properly again? They weren't happy under the Biden regime, but no, of course not. You liberals would never even consider that because Biden, in your mind, was one of the greatest presidents in history. I've heard it several times that he's completed more in 4 years than most presidents have in 2 terms. When in reality, I mean, a lot of people still like to throw Jimmy Carter in there, but I would say that Joe Biden was probably the worst, by far, president in the history of the United States. And of course, as expected, he wants to close off his TDS-filled pouting man-baby fit by claiming that Donald Trump stole the election with Elon Musk's help. I don't even really think we need to address that. The numbers speak for themselves. It was literally too big to rig. If you just want to look at the rallies alone compared to Kamala's, no matter how big they actually tried to make Kamala's rallies look, it's not even a close comparison. So bottom line with this whole Iran situation, am I happy that Trump went in and did what he did? No, not really. But do I trust Donald Trump and do I trust that he knows what he's doing? Yes, I do.
What now, MAGA motherfuckers? You said he didn't start a war. You were fucking wrong. We were fucking right. Again.
Dare you claim you're not privileged when you're sitting in a house that isn't rubble, when you're drinking water that isn't yellow, when you're with a family that isn't wrapped in white? Unless you're an immigrant, you didn't choose to live in this country. So don't tell me you're not privileged.
Don't let me hear you say Nobel Peace Prize. Not again. I don't want to hear it. You need to go on the top of mountain.
I just don't want us to accidentally give him more power. I agree with direct action, but if we could just hold off until we get the military out of LA and then we can do certain types of direct action. I hope you understand what I mean without me saying everything.
America, please get me out of this place. I'm tired. I'm losing my shit. Tired. I'm fucking tired. I'm fucking
California just created a third category for trans individuals in regards to sports, which for some reason pisses me off a lot more than just straight up not allowing trans people to compete. Both are bad, but this feels worse. I don't think any of us want a third category because we're not like some weird subsect of people. If I'm a trans woman, I'm a woman. If a man is a trans man, they're a man. It's not that complicated. Making some third category just ostracizes a group of people even more than they already are. This is stupid. This is unbelievably stupid. Do you know how many trans people compete yearly in sports across the country? Not that many. Whatever the number you're thinking of, it's 50% less than that, probably more.
Okay, look at that. California actually trying to do something right here, which is a nice change, right? But of course, even though it suits directly tailored to what they need, this transgender person from the trans community is not happy with it. Not only is he not happy about it, but he's actually pissed off because what he wants to stress here is that you're not some weird subsect of people. Yes, you are. You were born as a biological male and you now think that you're a woman. Now, this always comes down to men in women's sports. That's the biggest thing here. Men in women's sports and men in women's bathrooms. Just because you now believe you're a woman, you are still biologically a man. You have the strength of a man. Even though if you went on some estrogen and maybe your testosterone is lower, you may not be as physically strong as you could be, but you're definitely still a lot stronger than your average woman. A trans woman is a woman, a trans man is a man. Okay, if that's true, how come I don't ever see any trans men competing in men's sports? Why is it, as it turns out, that all trans women want to be in the women's leagues, yet the trans men still choose to be in the women's leagues? Does that make any sense? The second half of it does make sense because the trans man is still a biological woman and should be playing in the women's leagues, just as the trans woman is still a biological man and should still be playing in the man's leagues. Making a third category in sports ostracizes the trans community more than they already are. Okay, so let me get this right here. What we're supposed to do in order to cater to the feelings of these trans individuals, we're just supposed to endanger the biological women that just want to play their sport that was already there before trans women decided they wanted to just jump on in. So we're just supposed to put aside their safety and their private safe spaces to walk on eggshells so you guys don't feel ostracized. I don't see trans men really bitching so much about these type of things. It's always the trans women that are bitching about this type of stuff. And in the back of your minds, you all know that this is wrong, but the truth is you just don't care because you care about yourselves. All this bitching and whining and moaning that you guys do about how you're having your rights stripped away, but you're not having any rights stripped away whatsoever. You had special rights that were catered to you from a very woke administration. Now you just have regular basic human rights like everybody else, and that's not good enough for you guys. And then this person wants to claim that this is stupid. The truth is, what's really stupid is somebody who is born as a biological male who feels that they are a woman and then expects society to pretend that they're a woman as well and cater to them. That's stupid. Each and every one of the trans women do this when they're trying to advocate as to why men should be able to play in women's sports. It's like, do you know how many people are actually playing in women's sports? It's a much lower number than you think, or they actually give you a number. And this individual here wanted to leave us with, it's 50% lower than what you think it is. The truth is, that's still 50% too much.
And somebody in the White House needs to take Trump and sit his ass the fuck down. Life already hard, then we gotta worry about this bullshit. Ever since you stepped foot in the motherfucking White House, you ain't did nothing but cause motherfucking chaos. I'm not getting out there and fighting no motherfucking body. I'm on our Rant side. I'm on their motherfucking side. Fuck the U.S. I don't give a damn.
The finishing touches on this match.
Are you happy now? He did it. He dropped those bombs. I hope you are listening, you MAGA maggots. I cannot stand him.
Hey, they said this summer was full Bush in a bikini. I don't think that meant you do what Bush did in the Middle East again. I think it meant the downstairs hair coming out of the pants of the swimsuit.
Watch it again!
Yeah, you can send me into the army, but I'm not going to take the life of another person for a billionaire. But I will take the life of a billionaire for another person.
Hey maggots, you claim to love the Constitution. Have you heard about Article 1, Section 8? Oh, wait, let me fill you in. A president is not able to act alone and start a war. Oh wait, I thought that Trump said it would only be peace when he's in office. What happened, MAGA? What's going on? Are you ready to get on your knees and suck his dick some more? Figure it the fuck out. We're at war now, you stupid bitch.
What is the cleanest country in the world? Like, if you had to guess the cleanest country.
I gotta say India.
India?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yep.
All the street food videos.
Bro, those are all just like media stuff, fake news, bro. I've been there. It's clean as hell.
Don't let them fucking lie to you. Earl Smith was lynched in downtown Albany in broad daylight. There is no possible fucking way within the city limits of Albany, New York, that a black man went to a tree with a noose and a stool or a chair or something to stand on to be able to put the noose over the tree, put his head through the noose, and then kick out whatever he was standing on from underneath it. And they're gonna sit there and tell you it was a suicide? They're fucking lying. Racist fucks. I went to school in Cobleskill, and there were students that would brag about wanting to do a lynching in Cobleskill, which is less than a half hour from Albany, New York. Don't let them fucking lie to you. Upstate New York is racist as fucking shit. A black man named Earl Smith was lynched within the city limits of Albany, New York.
All right, guys, what we have here is your typical white liberal who's trying to stir the old racist pot. So Earl Smith is a black man who allegedly took his own life by putting a noose around his own neck and hanging himself from a tree in Albany, New York. But according to this guy here, that's completely impossible because it was in broad daylight. I guess there's a lot of people around. There's no way that that could have happened. So what he'd rather believe, when he'd rather everybody else believe, that way he can keep on stirring the old racist pot, is that it was impossible that he lynched himself because it was broad daylight, right? People would have seen him. People would have stopped him. He would rather that we all believe that it was I guess a bunch of white racist people that decided, hey, let's go lynch that black guy in broad daylight in front of everybody. Doesn't matter if nobody can prove that. Doesn't matter if there's not a single eyewitness. That's what we're supposed to believe. You know why? Because they're all racist and they're all lying. And he knows this for sure because he went to school about 30 minutes away from Albany, and there was classmates of his that were bragging and boasting that, hey, we want to lynch a black person someday. So I guess what he's stating, without directly saying it, is he knows who they are. He knows who did this. He knows that they got to fulfill their lifelong dream that they told him about back in elementary school. The point I'm trying to make here, guys, if this was anybody else hanging from that tree that, wasn't brown skinned, somebody who had my skin, do you think this idiot would even be in front of a camera telling us this right now? Obviously not. But of course, what do we have here? We have a liberal who's just addicted to drama, and he's got a virtue signal. He's got to display his anger and make himself feel a little bit heroic by putting his artificial empathy out on full display for the world to see. Every single day, hundreds of you jump in front of cameras and do things like this. For you lefties out there that take insult and wonder why we claim that liberalism is a mental disease, that it's a mental illness, this is a perfect display right here.
Congratulations, MAGA. Y'all voted for cheap eggs and got war instead. Great job. You really fucked all of us.
Could have had a competent, qualified, brilliant, intelligent woman as president. But instead we have a rapist felon who bankrupted 6 times, failed businessman as president because of white supremacy, patriarchy, misogyny. Who said that?
I hope that Iran captures not only Netanyahu, but Trump. I hope they get both of them. And publicize it. Put it on TV.
The only bully in the world that's ever used a nuclear weapon. Don't trust Iran with one. I stand with Iran.
This motherfucker just declared war for all of us. We fucking told you we were not gonna stand for that. It is now time for a regime change in the fucking White House. We are not dying for Israel.
I remember when I was just a little boy. The year was 1901. I was this big.
I remember I lived in a 2x4, and I would ride this little snail to work. I would deliver newspapers. And it was an incredible thing. I had a friend. He was an ant. And he told me, he said, Joe, one day you're gonna, man, come on, look, folks.
Okay, we just bombed Iran. I am just sick to my stomach. I turned this on. That piece of lying shit. They're all fucking crazy. All of them. They're in a cult. They'll do anything that this asshole says. And people are dying. And my heart is sick. And all I can think about is people I know or people who voted for him. And they still support him. And he's turning our country to a shithole. They're kidnapping people off the streets. It's just, I am so scared for our country, and I'm so sick that people support him, and I don't understand, all because they wouldn't vote for the best person that could have been president right now, Kamala. Just, it's not like, oh, boo-hoo, liberal tears, oh, they can't handle the Trump one. Fuck that. Fuck him.
This right here is your typical carbon copy liberal. Tell me you don't watch MSNBC and CNN every day without telling me. She's using like every hit word that's been around for months, like the greatest hits album. So out of all the trigger words that she was using and putting on display, there was only two things that caught my attention that made me want to grab this clip to use it. Number one is how Donald Trump is turning the country into a shithole. I'm not even gonna really ask how he's doing that, but what I think you liberals should actually do is appreciate. I know that's hard to think of, the word appreciate and Donald Trump in the same sentence. You have a leader now that you guys are thinking, oh, world leaders are laughing at us. No, that's not true. You guys probably have the most feared leader of a country right now. Now, of course, nobody on the left agrees with what Donald Trump did by striking Iran. I mean, now there's thousands of liberals out there protesting with Iranian flags outside. But really think about it, how unpredictable he is. Now, I know you guys are probably out there thinking, well, that's just because he's crazy, he doesn't know what he's doing, he's losing his mind. No, this is all part of Trump's strategy. I'll know within the next 2 weeks, and 2 days later he struck. With super precision, 20 minutes, they were out of there. Problem solved. How do you liberals honestly think Joe Biden would have handled this? He would have done nothing.
Don't.
Sorry guys, but don't does not defend your country. Somebody who the world looks at like, this guy's unpredictable and he seems a little bit unhinged.
I'm gonna bomb the shit out of him. It's true. I don't care.
No other world leader wants to mess with that. Every other world leader out there respects Donald Trump because they do not want to get on his bad side. They want to stay in his good books. This is the type of leader that you guys have, and you should appreciate it and be thankful for it, because whether you like him or not, you are much safer. I know that sounds weird to say today with what happened yesterday. I know that sounds a little weird to say because you guys are, many of you are probably sitting out there a little bit of fear, wondering what Iran's gonna do. But Iran does not want to step on his toes. They do not want to piss off Donald Trump. They don't know if he's capable of going over there and flattening their country. And believe me, they don't want to find out. You liberals just don't realize just how lucky you are. You guys have been so trained and brainwashed to hate this man, but really think back. Go back before 2015. Go back when he was a Democrat. You all love this guy. Tell everybody that he's a racist, tell everybody that he's a thief, and you guys all ate it up. You guys believed everything. It's sad, but thankfully, you should still be thankful because your neighboring citizens are still thankful that he is still your president. He still protects you guys too. It's just a little unfortunate you guys are a little bit too dumb and blind to see it. Point number two, what she's talking about. Why couldn't we have the best person for president? We could have had her. Come on. I'm sorry, but Kamala Harris had no business even running for president. None of you guys wanted her. You liberals out there fell for it and took the bait the same way that Canadian liberals out here fell for it and took the bait. Out here, nobody knew who this Mark Carney man was. But all they had to do, even being on this side of the border, Donald Trump has got nothing to do with Canada except, ooh, he's attacking them with tariffs, all they had to do was run a campaign of, I'm gonna get Trump, I'm gonna stop Trump. And that's exactly what they did out there with you guys, with Kamala Harris. She ran on, get Trump, get Trump, get Trump. You guys ate it up and didn't even notice during the way on those 107 days just how mentally incompetent she is. She used the same old pitch lines over and over and over. Everything was scripted, everything was fabricated. If you all don't want to believe it, just go back. I mean, it's all over YouTube. You can rewatch these things and just look how she says the same things over and over. And look when she's asked a question that's out of the norm, how completely lost she is. Even when she was on Oprah Winfrey's show, she needed a teleprompter. If you guys remember, there was that one rally where her teleprompter did go down and she was completely lost. She didn't know what to say. You seen it in her face right away, she was stunned. So unfortunately for individuals like Kamala Harris, where they lived their life on a script and they were completely propped it up, you can't deal with world leaders that way. It's the only 2 points I wanted to touch on with this woman. You liberals don't realize it yet. You should be grateful for Donald Trump instead of hating him, and realize the gigantic bullet that you guys dodged when it came to Kamala Harris. Alright guys, that's it for this one. If you guys like this type of content and you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. If not, if you can like the video, share the video, interact with it in one way or another, that'll be greatly appreciated. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.
I just want to know what the fuck Iran mean everybody can get it. See, I don't like shit like that. Because growing up in a black community, a black household, when you say shit like that, that's like walking in a room and saying, I slap everybody in here. No, the fuck you won't. The fuck you mean everybody can get it? I ain't even realized how fucking patriotic I fucking was until I read that shit Iran talking about everybody can get it. The fuck you mean? I'm a retired YN. You don't say shit like that. But I like to go enlisted in the fucking Marines just to go get on y'all ass when I read that shit. Cause you ain't talking to me. You the fuck ain't talking to me. I know damn well you ain't mean CEO when you say everybody can get it. You better address that shit to who the fuck you talking to. You better address that shit. I got some Iranian friends. But listen, don't tempt me, brother. Iran, don't y'all need to recant that shit. Take that shit down talking about everybody can get it. Y'all acting like y'all acting like y'all new to this shit. This America. This what the fuck we do. We go to fucking war. That's what the fuck we do. Why you think everybody in the world know not to fuck with us? Because we don't give a damn about pushing it. We'll push it. And listen, this is another thing. Iran they been tempting us and going back and forth with us for the longest. Why y'all mad? Because now we got a president that got the fucking balls to do what need to be done to address the shit. Y'all must forgot what the fuck happened to Iraq. Y'all don't remember? No, see what it is? Y'all been used to pushing up with Pepper Joe. Now you got somebody with the fucking balls to do what need to be done, and y'all can't take that shit. Man, listen. This what America do. Name one time in history when somebody tried us and we didn't take that shit to war. What that song say? Take that shit to trial. We taking that shit to war. Nigga, what the fuck y'all talking about? Y'all act like y'all new to this shit. Y'all act like y'all new to this shit. But Iran don't say that shit no more. Talking about some everybody can fucking get it. Man, don't make me go enlist. Don't make me fucking go enlist and not. Ooh, don't make me do it.